Namaste, Jai Bharat. This is really funny when we look at it. Pakistan tells lies, makes narratives. They will tell lies vastly and mostly to make their people comfortable. Their people are so used to eating lies. They tell so many lies. They had been telling lies to Pakistani people, not just yesterday, right from 1947. The history which they teach say like this: आज़ादी से पहले मुसलमान भारत में हिंदुओं का गुलाम रहा और मुसलमान को हिंदुओं का गुलामी से बचा करके कायद आजम मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना ने पाकिस्तान बनाया. These are the kinds of things they teach in the schools. I read it myself. So the first lie is that Hindus were ill-treating Muslims in Bharat. And nobody in Pakistan has any common sense of it. When Hindus were ruling Muslims, actually the Mughals were ruling Bharat for a long time, something like 800 years, which is not a small period in time, until the British came. And the British were just hand in hand with the Muslims. Look at the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College which they made in Aligarh, which was subsequently made in the Aligarh Muslim University at the instance of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. And who were the principals of that Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College? Theodore Eiserman, Theodore Beck, and such people. Many names I forget. Such people. They have written books. I don't know who just wrote it. He wrote a book about Pakistan. Before ever reaching Bharat, he was in ship. While coming to Bharat, they wrote it in advance and just brought it in their favor. So they were hand in hand with Muslims, British, until 1857. In 1857, something very funny happened. We had our first struggle for independence. Thankfully, the name First Struggle for Independence was given by none other than the great son of Bharat, Swatantra Veer Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. He coins the expression. In that, the Muslim League those days, that's All India Muslim League those days. Well, that began in 1906 after the Hindu-Muslim Bengal partition in 1905 at the instance of the Nawab of Dhaka and some others who wanted a Muslim party against the Congress party. So they were so sure that once British leaves Bharat, they will hand over the rule to the Muslims. Muslims, in the sense, they believe they had a legitimate claim because it's from the Mughals, who are really not Bharatiyas. They are all invaders who came from outside. They are not Indians. So the Muslim League, All India Muslim League, AML, I suppose, they believed that the power will be transferred to the Muslims. That's the Mughals who were ruling at that time. So therefore what happened? They brought the last Mughal emperor, so-called, who was really not emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, to Delhi, coronated him, and literally must see Mughal Badshah daily, etc. That's what they normally do. And we're ready. And some activities from the Muslims antagonize the British. So they lost the friendly relations for a time being. Then, of course, they again became friends. It's at that point that the British did not help the Muslims, and only at that point. And the heads of Bahadur Shah Zafar's sons were cut and presented to him. They say it's in a plate, but I don't know. And this man was old and ailing. So that seemed to have sealed their aspiration. So from that time onwards, they're working for their foreign committee, their separate Pakistan, two nation theories. They wanted Jinnah to ask for a separate Pakistan. Jinnah did not want, because Jinnah, a Gujarati after all, from Junagadh, is more sensible. He knew that if this dump all the Muslims in one place and make it Pakistan, they will never live in peace, because they will always quarrel one another. They cannot live without fighting with somebody whom they think as the other. And for them, they have this disease of thinking everyone else as the other except they themselves. Individual means individual, that's it. So Pakistan came into existence. Then they continued telling lies about Bharat. Fundamental lie was that in Bharat Muslims were getting ill-treated, tortured, etc. And that they continued all these years. Some Muslims from Pakistan who happened to visit Bharat, maybe mostly for medical visas, and when the things were friendly, they were traveling. They had personal experience. They were looking for such atrocities, and many of them had their relatives in Bharat. They visited their relatives when the relations were almost good, not good, never good, better. Then they have seen it directly, and those people, of course, would say that all these things are lies. There is no difference between Hindu and Muslim in Bharat. They coexist, and everybody has equal rights. But this all fall in deaf ear until someone who was personally experienced. They came to the hospitals of Bharat for treatment, and they have individual experience, but they are unable to make their experience popular because others would snub them. So the story continues. So they thrive on nafrat, their language, hatred towards Hindus. This is what they teach their people right from childhood, day one. And they continue growing with such hatred towards Hindus. And this very Pakistan, anybody who tries to be friendly with them these days gets impoverished instantly. Karma or what, I don't know. They got friendly with the US. US had financial troubles. Do have financial troubles. They got friendly with China and of course cheated China, betrayed China. And they even betray the US also. China had financial problems. And latest they became friendly with Saudi Arabia, and that's the end of Saudi Arabia's financial stability. Their oil wells are drying up. And Bharat used to be an excellent friend of Saudi, buying majority or maximum oil from them. We stopped buying from them. They had some kind of defense agreement with Pakistan. Because Pakistan claims to have nuclear weapons and then wants to have a nuclear weapon nation in the so-called Islamic world. And the Pakistan claims they are Arab descendants. But not a single Arab would say that their descendants, Pakistan's descendants are Arab. They are converts, converted. And how would they treat Pakistan? They are impoverished, and whosoever they become friendly with are also impoverished. This is what is happening. A society that is destroyed by religion, that too is not genuine religion. Their way of understanding the religion of Islam is absolutely whatever good Muslims will speak of. I don't know. They would say there are very good Muslims in the world. There are very good Muslim nations in the world with whom Bharat is very closely friendly. They would say where Pakistan stands in the eyes of a Muslim. It's worth thinking about it. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.